You're listening.
You're listening
You're listening
to the International
Posit Podcast Network. Welcome to Three Guys, Three Questions. In this lightning round, we test the limits of propriety through the questions you ask us. And later, we'll follow up on listener questions and comments from previous episodes. Without further ado, here's our first question. This comes from Ultra Nerd via Twitter. If you could demote a different planet to save Pluto's status, which one?
I would say Jupiter, without question. It's the most obvious answer.
Why is
such hubris in your answer?
I am basically better than science. Well, I think Pluto was demoted because it's so small, right?
Right.
Jupiter, we're just going to the opposite end of the spectrum and saying, well, let's demote Jupiter. I guess it's not really a demotion, though. It would be a promotion because I would call it a mini sun, a miniature sun.
But it doesn't produce any. It's not on fire.
A miniature star, because it's just
doesn't it have an atmosphere though?
Yeah, it does.
With the drops of Jupiter in their ear.
On fire.
This is you squared up against science right now.
All right, hey, my pick is Venus.
Okay.
Just because I don't like it.
Doesn't it have an atmosphere though?
With drops of Jupiter in her ear.
Okay. My answer is actually the obvious answer. It's because I'm just going to kick Earth out because I think Earth is better than planets.
Right, so we don't want to be one of those people.
Yeah, what do they got going on? I mean, if my biggest
planets.
My biggest claim to fame is that there was water on me just a little bit sometimes. How is that a planet? That's not cool. We're better than that.
Does your planet have bananas? Didn't think so. Next,
I don't want to ruin your answer, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say there's more than a little bit of water on the planet Earth.
No, he's talking about Mars.
That's what I'm saying. Because Mars, that's their big claim to fame right now.
And it really is kind of sad in perspective, in comparison.
It's more sad? Every year, the Curiosity rover is programmed to sing Happy Birthday to itself. Just all alone on this planet.
Hey, to be fair, it has the right to do that now because it's not copyrighted.
All right, before I kill myself, next question. This one comes from Princess Harold via Twitter. What would you want your cover to be if you had to go into the witness protection program?
I think there's only one type of witness protection, and that's you're a butcher with a mustache. Not even like a really convincing mustache either.
I don't know
it's like a fake mustache you wear every day.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen any form of media where the person in witness protection became a butcher. That's a really skillful thing.
It makes sense.
I'm just saying.
Because you got a weapon near you if anything happens.
Oh, yeah.
You could, I don't know how effective a hacksaw would be, but against somebody. My answer is I would be a farmer. Because then I would get to farm.
Aren't you already a farmer?
No, not really. I'm like a gardener?
Yeah, but I mean, what's the difference between farmer and gardener?
Well, I don't have any cattle. I don't have any sort of stuff like that.
You have small children though?
They're not mine, and I'm not going to eat them.
Well, as long as you wrangle them.
There's that.
Really.
Adam?
I'd be a slam poet.
Wow.
Because nobody would really suspect that.
Because no one else would.
Who's the guy whose life is in danger? The slam poet? No, not.
Also, I mean, you don't have to worry about drawing a lot of people around you. You know what I mean? No one's
right.
Go to the slam poetry place.
Nobody pays attention to slam poetry. Nobody's gonna come to my shows.
Right.
So
all right. This last question comes from Sexy Martian Potato via Tumblr. What's your Halloween costume this year?
I was gonna say something really depressing, I'm gonna pretend to be a confident adult, but then I saw that this question was from Sexy Martian Potato, so now I'm pretty sure that's my costume.
Sexy Martian Potato?
Yeah.
Don't forget the human feces.
What?
Have you seen The Martian?
No.
Oh, dude, you need to stop recording this right now and go see The Martian.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. Andrew, what's
Yeah, so we're really excited. Me and my sister and a couple of our friends have got together and decided to dress up as the cast of Bob's Burgers.
That makes me so
Nice.
happy.
My favorite part, though, is
Are you
friend.
going to be Bob or Gene?
I'm going to be Bob. I have a friend who's going to be Jean, and my sister is going to be Linda. No, she's going to be Louise. She's going to be Louise. I have another friend who's going to be Linda.
I feel like you could make a good Tina too.
No, well, that's my favorite part is my friend Cody is going to be Tina.
Nice.
And those listening who do know Cody, which might be a couple of you, it's like the perfect thing ever. And I'm like super excited about it.
I want to see a lot of pictures of this. You need to share pictures
Yeah.
on the interwebs. Mine is I'm gonna be third eye blind. I'm just gonna wear an eye patch over my forehead.
I knew it was going to be something like that. I knew it. And so,
and it's funny because it's not like I did that for this joke. That's just actually what I'm gonna do because I'm not really such a big fan of Halloween costumes, and so I always come up with like the least amount of work possible for a Halloween costume and do that. So
I mean, I can't blame that. I can't say that that's a bad plan.
right.
I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't hurt me.
Well, that's what I'm here for. All right, let's do some follow-up and feedback. Episode confusion is the first matter of business. So a lot of people might have noticed that this season so far we've had episode 1, episode 2, and then we had episode 4, and they're like, what happened to episode 3?
Hey, what happened?
What happened? I'll
Paradox.
tell you what happened to it. My hard drive failed. Just after I finished editing it, like the night I finished editing it, my hard drive failed, and my backup was only of all the files before I did the editing. So I still have the files, and I'm finishing re-editing it, so it will be out this next week. So they're just coming out of order. So sorry about that, but that's how that's going to go if anyone's confused. So you get episode 3 next week.
So why didn't we just call the third episode that we released episode 3?
Because in the show, we say, this is episode 4 or whatever. So, yeah, we should probably stop doing that. Just in
Save
case
us
this
some
happens
heartache.
again. Yeah, so the next thing is Halloween costume follow-up. And I don't remember why I put this in here. But there's a picture of a really great Pikachu Halloween costume.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
So, check out the show notes.
So, Aaron, I did find a picture of you dressed up as Charlie the Unicorn.
Right, I found them too, yeah.
You should probably put that on.
I shared it on Twitter. I don't know if everybody saw it, but
Cool.
I'll put that in the show notes.
That should have been the cover for this last episode, though, just saying.
No, I don't think so. So Adam, what you got something to?
Yeah, I have news. I was a fill-in host on the podcast in the year 20XX. It was about
What were you
video
feeling?
games and comic books and movies and things. And they were way more nerdy than I was, and I was not expecting to need to be so nerdy. So I was quiet most of the time, but it's still a good show. So you should go check it out if you're listening to this. And that's in the year 20 and then XX.
I believe they are a geek podcast.
Yes.
Yes, here it is, episode 10. Guest starring Adam from 3 Guys, 3 Questions.
That's the one.
Yay.
That's
you
the
guys
one.
don't care. It's everything doesn't care. Nobody cares. That's what I've got from the show notes.
Yeah, it was a very the show notes are full of apathy, but we were quite animated about our not caring.
So you were passionate about your apathy.
Yeah,
That's what
we
you're
were
saying.
really getting into it.
Nice.
Seems like a paradox in itself.
Well, that's it. Thanks for listening. Would you like to cover, or would you like us to, or would you like to cover yourself in money? Go for it. I give you full permission.
I think you're giving me an avenue with which to do
I just know there's probably someone listening to this podcast that's like, I just really want to cover myself in money, but I feel like I'm not supposed to. No, do it. I don't care. You'll be fine. Other than that, though,
Not
what?
only do we not care, Society doesn't care. Go
Right.
ahead. Do it.
But also, if you'd like us to cover your quandary or settle a debate, just send your questions to us and we'll give you answers just as good and meaningful and wholesome and spectacular and profoundly apathetic as what we've done this show. There's several ways you can send us your questions, and I realized today that like half of them are broken, so I'm only going to tell you the 2 that work. Tweet us with the hashtag Ask3G, or leave a voicemail or send a text to 760-881-4382. And I promise not to answer the phone.
It'll go straight to
a lot of people have like contacted. I want to do that, but you're gonna answer the phone. It's weird. I won't answer the phone. It's like it's a Google Voice number. It doesn't go to anything. So I may answer the text back though. If it's a good question, I may just like give you some verbal praise.
I'm gonna ask a question right now.
Okay.
You already do that a lot though.
No, I'm gonna text it.
Oh, okay, good. Until next time, then, I want you to remember to question everything.